Show respect, step back, no need for space invasion. Stop saying your room number at the day's end. Let the girl dance, that's really all she came for. $1 million dress probably came from the thrift store. Even though she seems to be exactly what you wish for, she's never coming in on your transistor. Don't matter if you're rich or piss poor, she's out of your league and in a different sport. The answer is no, you ain't got a chance. She's out of your league, just let the girl dance. No sleeping allowed though, you just get a glance. Don't try to strip game, yo, just let the girl dance. The answer is no, you ain't got a chance. She's out of your league, just let the girl dance. You can watch her soul blow from a distance, but give her some bass on, let the girl dance.
Hey everybody, I'm Randy Silvis.
And I'm Tony Mollick.
We'd like to welcome you back to the WPSRA 2021 Halloween Shootout. In this episode, we'll be covering the second half of round 1, races 11 through 19.
And this is the point where I'd usually read you the names of all the races, but you can read them yourself. Randy and I are still down with the laryngitis. We'd like to thank his kids for bringing that home from school for us. At the end of round 1, the 18 winners and one lucky driver that draws a bye will face off in round 2.
Okay, everybody, let's start this off with race 11. We have Xavier in the Ford Mustang called the Zombie.
Xavier's been racing this car throughout this past season and has made some fast passes and some slow passes.
Versus the 1971 Plymouth Duster called Hemi Thunder. This is a brand new build and its very first race. Lewis Wingate's driving it. Man, look at that grill. Does he know if parts fall off before you hit the finish line, you get disqualified?
Ooh, looks like he rolled across the starting line while trying to stage. Bad news is that's a jump.
Good news is the grill made the whole trip.
Hemi Thunder on to the second round.
Up next, race 12. We got Drew Hall in his Mitsubishi Skyline called Skyla.
Drew's trying out a bit of a new concept, and we're going to let him explain it to you. So, over to you, Drew.
Hi guys, I'm Drew. I'm from 724. I'm sure you all seen Magic 8 Ball and everybody else that I race. Well, I come to you with a special project. This is Skyla. You'll see her in the upcoming races here. Well, this Skyla's chassis here is something I've been working on off and on for a few years now. Skyla, as you can tell, is a little bit different from all the rest. She has full-size tires front and back, and then there's this weird thing that goes through here. Well, Skyla is an all-wheel drive setup that I've been working on for quite some time. As you can tell here, if I spin this front pinion gear, it goes the whole way through to the rear one. Well, took a lot of modification to this chassis here. As you can tell, it's an old Edge chassis. Cutting out and extending the guide. It took a lot to get her to where she was at. I had to get some stock in that fit the pinion gears that everyone's used to. I had to find a way to connect them. I found these nice little brass connectors on here. I'm also running a little bit smaller motor. This was only a slight test and tune, I guess we'll say. Trial by fire. But I wanted to let everyone see it. This is just showing that there's always room to advance in our little races that we do around here, and it keeps it interesting, keeps it fun, and keeps it entertaining for everybody. Well, have a good night.
Thank you, Drew, for that interesting segment. And he'll be going up against one of the original OG 724 cars, the 1955 Chevy Nomad called Valentine. Valentine's normally driven by Kelly, but today it's going to be driven by her son, Michael Mack.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't the greatest pass, but at least he made it all the way to the end.
I'm not going to talk any smack on him, though. Knowing Drew, he'll work it out.
For race 13, we're going to see a face we haven't seen in a long time. The 1972 Chevy Chevelle SS called Pandora. This Chevelle is owned by Kelly Calkins and is making a special appearance in this race and is being driven by Michael Mack.
Versus Tony Mollick in his 1952 Ford called the 52. It's black, it's short, it's fat, and it's fast.
Pandora don't look too shabby for not being raced in a year and a half.
I don't know, Tony. Looks like you got him about a half car length. By about the 500-foot mark, I'd say.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to wait any longer in a 600-foot race. And the 52 lives on into round 2.
Race 14 will feature Tony in his 1966 Ford Galaxie 500 called Blue Dream 2.
I'm running Paul gauge urethane tires on the back of the Ford now from slotcarcorner.com. They're made by a guy named Paul up in Canada, and he makes a huge variety of these great urethane tires. And slotcarcorner.com carries them here in the States, and you can get them even cheaper from them than you can ordering them from the man himself.
Those rear tires are made to fit the narrow H&R front rims, right?
Yeah, they're 12 millimeters wide, but they're 30 millimeters tall, making them a big tire. But I can get them tucked up underneath them wheel wells.
I see. And he'll be racing Xavier in his 1961 Ford Falcon Ranchero called the Undead.
The Undead is painted Xavier's black and violent green color scheme. It's usually pretty fast.
And another close race. Looks to me like Xavier got you fresh out of the hole.
I started coming around him right about at Drew's elbow.
Yep, and then you clipped him right at the finish line.
On to race 15, the 1932 Ford Rat Rod called the Hood Rat. This was the first time I ever chopped a roof on a car. I took about 1/4 of an inch out.
Looks like she's been raced a few times.
Oh yeah, and she's also racing with those Paul gauge tires. Those are a different size. They're fatties, they're about 30 millimeters tall, and they got treads on them.
Yeah, they do look a lot wider.
Yeah, they're set up to take the Pro Track rims.
Versus the Pink Panther Racing Team's Panther Pink Dodge Charger.
That is actually genuine 1971 Mopar Panther Pink paint. It's from a company called Automotive Touch-Up, and they have genuine paint colors for just about any make and model car ever put out.
Boy, you're doing a whole lot of advertising in this episode, aren't you?
Well, it doesn't do any good to keep the information to ourselves. We may as well pass it along to everybody. Besides, you never know, may pick up a sponsor someday.
Oh, another perfect start. But that 32 got out about a car length and held it.
By the finish line, he was barely holding on, but the Ford got it.
And the hood wrap moves on. Race 16 features Xavier in his 32 Ford called the TRITON. Hey man, that's 2 32 Ford races in a row.
Well, everybody got to have a 32. That's the most popular body style ever to make a street car out of.
Maybe we just need to find out who has the fastest 32 in the 724.
Ooh, I like the way you think.
Versus the 1955 Ford F100 called One Man's Poison. This truck made its debut in the second annual Halloween shootout, but went out early. Let's hope they have her lined out a little better this year.
Well, we put new back tires on her this year, and they're yet another size of the Paul Gauge tire, and these are the drag racing slicks.
And those tires are also meant for the Pro Track straight hubs.
Yeah, you're gross.
Oh, that race was all Xavier, but the truck did look a lot faster this year.
And the TRITON moving on to the second round.
Race number 17, pulling into the home stretch, we have the 63 Chevy Wagon gasser called the Boss Nova. We've seen this car pop up at a couple testing tunes. I can't wait to see her get down.
If anybody's familiar with the Boss Nova gasser model that I used to make this, you'll know that it comes with a big hole in the roof. I filled it in to make a hardtop. See if you can spot where it was.
Versus Ed Armstrong in his 1940 Ford gasser called Gone Green. Hey, that car'd be perfect for the 420 races.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to want to jump that beautiful thing. That Ford was gone. And he was running those Paul Gauge tires too. He's running the same ones as the 32, the fatties with the tread on them.
Yeah, I need to get me some tires like that for my Lambo. Think they got them in my size?
Oh, I'm sure. Hit slotcarcorner.com and look for your size, man. They're in there. Matter of fact, whenever I was looking for tires, they actually helped me find my size from the description I gave them.
On to race 18. First up, the number one car in the 724 top 10 list. The 76 Vet driven by Tony Mollett called the Batmobile.
Versus another OG 724 car, the Tangerine Nightmare. She's a 1970 and a half CAMARO and she has a lot of battle scars, but she's completely updated and ready to make some noise again.
Looks like you were having the nightmare
Why's that?
because you were asleep at the line.
No. Yeah, it doesn't matter how fast the Batmobile is if I don't do my job.
True that. Tangerine Nightmare moving on. And that brings us to the last race of the first round.
Thank goodness, my voice can't take too much more. How you holding up?
I don't know, but I know I'll make it through this last race. The Pink Panther Racing Team's 1968 Dodge Dart. So why all the trouble to paint those two Mopars real Panther pink?
I did it for October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You'll see those out every October from now on, I'd say.
Versus the 724 Fuzz. This is a Tim Clark build, and it's just dripping with old school dirt track cool.
Number one ready.
Got the light.
Oh! W.
Looked like Tim stuck it so hard it blew the front tires out of the slot and lost power.
And that makes the Dart the 19th and final winner of the first round.
And here are the winners from the first 10 races.
And here are tonight's winners.
And on our next episode, we'll be seeing the entire second round, where we will see these 19 cars battle it down to 10 final contestants.
Well, hopefully next time we'll have our voices back to normal. Thanks for putting up with us this week, folks. And make sure to be back here and meet us next time. Until then, I'm Tony Mollick.
And I'm Randy Silvas.
And you've been watching Slot Rods.
The answer is no, you ain't got a chance. She's out of your league, just let the girl dance. No sleeping allowed, though, you just get a glance. Don't try to strip game, yo, just let the girl dance. The answer is no, you ain't got a chance. She's out of your league, just let the girl dance. You can watch a show blow from a distance, but give us some space on, let the girl dance.